All right, hello everybody. Just getting settled in here. I hope everybody's doing good. Gotta turn off my fish's tank. Hey Toon, what's going on? How are you? How's it going? Hey Crystal Jim, how are you guys? I thought stuff tonight. Yeah. I'm doing so good. Oh my gosh. How are you guys doing? How are y'all? It's kind of a nice, lazy little Sunday. I thought I'd do a little Gemini tarot reading. I don't know how long I'm going to be on here. I haven't decided yet. Yeah, I don't know if y'all are Geminis, but you're welcome to stay. I'm kind of trying to, do something different. Stay calm in the retrograde, yeah. Staying calm in those retrogrades. We got Saturn retrograde, Mercury retrograde, Neptune is retrograde. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get into it. I thought we'd do a little thing for Gemini tonight. And the main thing I really want to focus on for Gemini is the Mercury retrograde, which is taking place in your 4th house. So the 4th house is going to really embody anything that has to do with your emotional world, your home life, daily routines at home, what you're cooking, what you're cleaning, organization at home, clutter at home. Just like I said, feelings. New love feelings. Feeling fulfilled. Cancer is also very much associated with your feelings. How you convey your feelings to others. Your emotional needs, your emotional expressions, all these things are very important. And this card just fell out for you. Personal growth, fulfillment, love, and your feelings. You're trying to stay grounded in this period. What are your guys' signs? What are your guys' signs for those on the chat? Let me know. I might do you guys next. Oh, Love Lisa's a Gemini. Yeah. So this retrograde is taking place in your 4th house of Cancer, and it's also going to be in the sign of Virgo. Mercury is in the sign of Virgo. I think there are a lot of you Geminis out there that might be overthinking a little bit right now, especially as it pertains to the home and things going on in your home. I wonder if there is some of you out there trying to start businesses at home. I recognize my clothes in my dresser today. Oh, I so love that. I so love that. Getting control over those earthly possessions. Earth, Taurus, doing things in a conventional manner. This, I believe, is very much a Virgo thing also. Doing things in a conventional manner that works. Taking the steps day to day. Throughout the criteria of things you might have to do, you're going to do them in order. I love that. I love that. It's a sort of conformity in its own way. Religiously organizing your things, organizing your thoughts. Absolutely. I love that, Love Lisa. Universe, give us some more insight into Gemini, and this Mercury retrograde going on. A lot of you may have been facing a lot of mental exhaustion lately. This is the sign and card of Gemini. Sun in Gemini. I know a lot of you might be out there overthinking. Maybe thinking about some failures that you've had. Thinking about the exhaustion that you may have been feeling lately. I also see productivity here for you, Gemini. Productivity is very important right now. And gaining some kind of like freedom over your life by getting more organized. Not keeping yourself trapped with the trappings of things. Having your room too crowded so that you can't even think and get things done. Or having your computer full of files, full of photographs, pictures, just full of things. So it's not easy for you to compartmentalize those things. You're going to be getting some kind of freedom and productivity coming to you. Yeah. Let's get some more insight into this. Just remember to double check your plans also. Double check your plans. I know how you like giving to others, Gemini. I know how you like helping others. Giving and receiving, wealth and stability, generosity. I feel like there's something that you're going to be doing, Gemini, that entails giving and receiving. You're an Aquarius soon? Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, Gemini, I feel like you really like to give to others. I feel like, in a way, you remind me of Aquarius. In that way, you're both big thinkers. I feel like you do a lot of charity work for others. And what interests me about Gemini is that you guys kind of feel like the world is your family. I kind of feel sometimes that Geminis embrace other people more than their own family members, which is very interesting. I feel like whatever you're doing, it's going to involve generosity, and whatever that is, it's going to bring you some kind of wealth and family. Like I just said, the Ten of Pentacles is about family. It's about a huge achievement. You finally feeling like you can sit back and like celebrate the harvest that you've reaped. This is about family. This is about legacy. And it has something to do with you giving to other people. I don't know if a lot of you are out there thinking about filming documentaries or starting nonprofits, but these ideas that you have to help other people are actually going to cause you to have some kind of stability. You got the Queen of Wands upside down. Gemini, I think at times it's very difficult to pinpoint what your passion is. I do think that you move from one thing to the other, and you need to start thinking about how to hone in your energy and your passion into one thing. I was watching this guy named Seth Godin the other day. He talks about marketing, and what he says is that he didn't get into TikTok when it came out. He didn't get into TikTok when it came out because he said, if I do that and I do Facebook and I do Instagram, I'm not gonna be great at one thing. So I really think you need to take your passion, Gemini, and maybe try to like focus it on one thing. There, that's a little bit better. Focus that passion on one thing. Oh, Lord. This is also about reconnection too. Some of you might be reconnecting with someone from the past. Reconnecting with someone you haven't talked to in a long time. Possibly family members. Generosity, shared wealth, giving and receiving. Some of you could also be receiving some kind of inheritance. And it has something to do with the family. There's a little fruit fly that just landed on the Six of Pentacles card. I think that is a sign. You're thinking about stability, most definitely. It may be that you might be receiving some kind of generosity, maybe some kind of loan or some type of grant for something that you're trying to do. You just gotta make sure that you focus your energy just a little bit better. You got the King of Pentacles here too. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm saying. You need to go from this upside down Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is pretty certain about what she wants. If she has a goal, she goes out. She goes and gets what she wants. She doesn't like deter from her main focus. You know, she really hones in on that thing that she wants to achieve. And I kind of feel like, Gemini, at times you have trouble with that. The King of Pentacles is also another one of these characters. I think you need to start focusing on your financial security and getting like almost very shrewd about it and very serious about it. I think, Gemini, at times, you can become a little focused on living in the moment, living in the heat of the conversation, or living in the moment of generosity, giving to people. I feel like Geminis are always giving something to people. Clothing, food. You're always giving something to other people. I think in order to make this legacy happen, you're going to have to get a little bit serious about what you want. You have the Seven of Wands. You're going to have to be just a little more determined about it. You're going to have to be a little more determined about it. I know that you like protecting others and helping others. If you want this to happen, universe, give us some more insight into this Gemini. Anticipation, expectations. You're going to have to start planning. The Two of Wands is about planning, decisions, looking out into the horizon and figuring out where you want to be. That's why he kind of holds that globe there. He's figuring out where he wants to go next. The Seven of Wands is more about persevering. And you got the Emperor upside down. I don't know, at times you feel like you're not powerful enough to accomplish this, but you are. I wonder if at times you feel a little oppressed or a little behind, or like you don't have the leadership skills in order to do it. And I know you do, Gemini. I absolutely know that you have everything you need to accomplish this. The Page of Swords is most definitely also telling us that you're going to get out of this phase where you feel very wayward. The Page of Swords gives me King Arthur vibes. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that movie with King Arthur and Merlin, where he pulls that sword out of the stone. But it gives me very much that kind of vibe. I think a lot of you have had really wayward lives. You haven't had a lot of stable, secure circumstances in your life that would really give you the opportunity to have a leg up. So it's time for you to like gain your own power and to start making your own decisions to make this happen. It's gonna take a little bit of patience. I know that's something that you're not really great at, Gemini. You don't think you have the tools to get this done. You've been going from thing to thing, kind of bumbling through it, and you got the Page of Swords upside down. If you focus on whatever this is, it's going to get done. You feel like you don't have the tools to do it. It all has to do with home, universe. We're looking for that legacy. Give us some insight on this home and family improvements. We don't feel like we have the power nor the tools to get this done. Why? We've been a little wayward. We've been going from thing to thing to thing. It's been a little exhausting. There's been a lot of delays. Some things got lost. Some things got taken. Some things we had to leave behind and give away. Some of our tools were unappreciated. Some of our tools were, I'm thinking, not in vogue, not appropriate for the task at hand. But I don't think this is going to be forever. And the Ace of Cups upside down. Something's going on with you emotionally, Gemini. This is all about you feeling like you don't have any new beginnings coming. You feel like you don't have any new beginnings. You feel like you haven't had any offers. You feel very powerless. You feel like you haven't had any offers, or like you're not creative. Why do you feel like you're not creative? Universe, give us some insight. The Four of Pentacles. I feel like some of you out there don't feel creative because you're holding on too tightly to a job that is keeping you back. It's holding you back, and it's keeping you from being creative or really sharpening those tools. A lot of you probably have a situation where you need to keep or maintain a home, and it's very difficult for you to move on from this in order to have this. You don't feel like you have the tools to do it. You don't feel like you have the power to do it. Let's get some more insight, universe. The Tower. You need to be shaken up. I think a lot of you might be comfortable right now. A lot of you are comfortable. You're in positions where you're getting a decent amount of money. But it's time to make some decisions. It's time to hold up that globe, look out. And if you think about Mercury, who represents Gemini most definitely, messages, sharing your messages with the world. You know, Mercury, I believe, went through Hades in Greek mythology to share messages. He's going all over the place, ushering the souls into Hades. You're not meant to be stagnant, Gemini. You might have to have some kind of tower moment shake you up and get you out of this position of comfort. Because this position of comfort is also making you stuck. You have the Knight of Cups upside down. You're just stuck. You don't know which way to go. And it's kind of like a prison of your own making. You feel like, I don't know, maybe kind of bored. I think you feel kind of bored. You're not going out there and looking for that thing that really excites your spirit. Universe, give me some more insight on Gemini at this time. What else do we need to know about Gemini, universe? Is this a trap of their own making? They think they don't have the tools to do this. They think that they don't have the talent to get it done. They're feeling a little bored. You got the Queen of Swords. You got to start like standing up for what you want. You might even have to start cutting things out, Gemini. Cutting people out, cutting things out. Cutting things out of your life that are no longer serving you. People. Things that you might be spending too much money on. People you might be spending too much money on. Jobs that are no longer serving your higher good. Or don't align with your highest calling. Universe, give us some more insight. You're gonna have to be a little more cutthroat. I know you're social, and you got that again. I know you're outgoing. This is a prison of your own making. Just like we talked about with the 4th house. There's a lot of disorganization going on. You got to get organized, Gemini. You need to start inability to commit to anything, overextending yourself. I most definitely think some of you are also burnt out right now. You're losing faith. You're restless. There's just a lot of stagnation. And I kind of feel like it's a... Thanks for the hearts. I kind of feel like it's a prison of your own making. Universe, give us some insight. You have the King of Swords again. You need to get that mental clarity. You need to be a little more honest about what you really want. You need to like higher your standards too, and be ready to do like a little hard work. Are you really ready for that? I don't know. I think you are. Are you ready to do a little more work? Or is it more comfortable to sink slowly and hand on to those couple dollars that you have? This is also about saving. Some of you might need to start saving a couple dollars. A lot of y'all might be wanting to get into relationships. That does remind me, I think Venus is also going into Virgo. Let's do a little movie tarot. Universe, give us some insight into Gemini. What do we need to know for Gemini's Mercury retrograde and Virgo in their 4th house? What do we need to know for Gemini in this retrograde and Virgo in their 4th house? Universe, what do we need to know? The Hierophant. It's time to start doing shit in order. A, B, C, then D. 1, 2, 3, then 4. This is not the time to get creative. It's time, I mean, not with your business if you're a creative person, but this is not the time to steer away from the beaten path. It's time to start doing something in order, Gemini. If there's something that you want, you're going to have to, let's say, look up how other people have obtained it and start following the blueprint or the map that's been laid out before you. This is not the time to, like, I don't know, wait for something to fall into your lap. It's not the time to wait for charity. You're going to have to put in the work. This is about doing things in an order. Going down the road well traveled. Very much reminds me of Clint Eastwood also. The road well traveled, justice. Having more balance in your life. What can you get in order at home? I remember this movie that Clint Eastwood's in. At home, he is completely out of order. He's a terrible homesteader. The horses don't like him. The house is dusty. The kids are a little dirty. I don't know, Gemini. I don't know what you got going on at your house, but it's time to get the house in order and start doing things in a specific order. This is not the time to... I'll put it this way. Pick a day to do your laundry. Pick a day to wash the car. You know what I'm trying to say? It's time to start getting things into a distinctive order. You might also be going back to do things that you previously left behind, Gemini. Things that you previously left behind. Some of you might have jobs that you're going back to, or old professions that you're going back to, Gemini. It's time to start doing things in a specific order. Let's get a little more insight. Maybe I'll pull one more movie tarot. Universe, give us some more insight into Gemini and this retrograde in their 4th house. What do they need to know? For all the Geminis out there, and if there's any Geminis in the room, let me know in the chat what you're going through, and I can pull some cards. We could discuss it. The Knight of Swords. Gonna have to start going after what you want. The days are kind of chilling, you know, going through the day to day. Focusing on communication, like I know you love doing. Focusing on interpersonal relationships is important also. But it's time to get a little bit more serious about what you want. Universe, give us some more insight into Gemini. Ooh. Universe, give us some more insight into Gemini. What do we need to know for the Geminis out there? Fear? Are you afraid of something? Are you afraid of failing? Are you afraid of failing? Are you afraid of this idea not working? You might be afraid to do things like everybody else. I don't know why SEO just popped into my head. Some of y'all might need to start looking into the analytics or like deeper meaning behind keywords or things that you're doing online. You might be wondering why you're failing, and it might not be as obvious as you think. It might be a formula that other people are following that you're not aware of yet. Let's see. Should we do some Harry Potter tarot? The star was on the bottom of your deck. I like that. Universe, give us some insight into Gemini and what they need to know. Give us some insight into Gemini. What do they need to know about this retrograde of their planet in the 4th house? What do they need to know? Universe, give us some insight for Gemini in this retrograde. What do they need to know? Universe, give us some. I love this card for you. If there's anybody that reminds me of a Gemini, it's most definitely Hermione. She's always thinking about her next move. Like, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Harry Potter, but she gets some kind of object that allows her to go from class to class and kind of like sneak into other classes behind people's backs, and she just appears out of thin air and they're like, how did you get here? I feel like that's very much like you, Gemini. You're also a traveler. That also reminds me of that aspect of Hermione. She's always educating herself, and the way she thinks is very different from everybody else, Gemini. It's time to study. It's time to be a little more astute, a little more bookwormish. If there's something you want to do, get the basic materials that you need in order to make yourself more efficient at that thing. A lot of you might also be going back to school. Hermione, they said, was going to be a part of Ravensclaw, actually, where Ravensclaw is considered more of a academic house, but they actually put her in Gryffindor. She was supposed to be a part of Ravensclaw. So start thinking a little more about learning wisdom. And academics right now are very important. You might have to actually learn something. You might actually have to learn something in order to go further. You got to get a little bit better at whatever you're doing or whatever you're deciding to do. Look online for documentaries or learning resources that can help you refine whatever this is that you're basically going to be showing to the world. Hermione also is social to an extent. Maybe it's time for you to like fall back a little bit on the communication and get a little more introspective. Universe, give us some insight into Gemini. What do we need to know for all the Geminis out there in this Mercury retrograde? If there's any Geminis in here, let me know what's going on with you at home, and we'll pull some cards for it. Let me know in the chat. For Gemini and their Mercury retrograde going on, universe, give me some insight. I'm gonna have to pull something. And you got the Lovers. I don't know, some of you guys might be meeting someone. You also got Hermione again. I love the banter between these two. I think it's very cute how they like sort of don't like each other at first. I was really good friends with a Gemini in high school, and we kind of had that relationship. Some of you guys might be meeting someone. This is about partnership. Let's get a little more insight into that. You're definitely studying, Daddy? Oh, that's really cool. What are you studying? That's very Hermione. What are you studying, Daddy? Yeah, Hermione. Even here she has a book. Iridology. I have to look that up. Is that like how irrigation? Medicine technique whose proponents claim that patterns. This is crazy. Okay, so it's iridology is an alternative medicine technique whose proponents claim that patterns, colors, and other characteristics of the iris can be examined to determine information about patient's system. This is crazy. This is insane. fine. I'm going to look into, I just learned something new. So basically people are looking at the eye. They're looking at their eye and they're trying to tell people about their health. Is it just health? Information about their health. I'm going to look into that. I cannot. How interesting. I thought that shit was irrigation. Universe, give us some insight. We got it another time. This Tower. Sudden changes, Gemini, which I think that you're kind of used to. You have suffered some painful losses. Universe, give us some insight into this sudden change. Maybe you guys have suffered some losses with things that you've tried to learn. I do see a lot of Geminis out there trying to learn something and then deciding to leave it behind and then going to something else. I think, Gemini, you're very multifaceted. I think you have a multitude of tools in order to accomplish this thing, whatever it is. And I think that some of those things you tried to leave behind in the past are also going to be of some benefit to you in whatever this is you're going to do in the future. Universe, give us some more insight for the Geminis out there. Give us some more insight into this. You're gonna find something. I don't know, you keep getting things about consistency. I just said it. Consistency is key here. It's absolutely key here. If you want this to happen, you're gonna have to be consistent. Don't give up. Don't stop. Be like Hermione and be voracious about getting whatever this is. You also have Mercury here. Resourceful, creativity, a desire to manifest. Don't give up. I know sometimes, Gemini, you get into something, you start doing it, and just when you get into it, you realize that you're bored. But if you want this to work, you're gonna have to be consistent. Don't stop. I understand that if there have been other things that you have tried to accomplish in the past that you kept like falling away from because it really wasn't meant for you. Don't give up. Be patient. You're gonna see some kind of improvement too. Make sure that you try to stay a little more responsible. That's funny, Daddy. Let's get a little more insight on this. Let's use a different deck. Get bored easily, huh? Get bored easily. Universe, give us some insight into Gemini and getting bored a little easily. What do we need to know in order to stay on track? Oh. Keep things balanced, especially with Virgo and that retrograde in Virgo. Keep things balanced. If you get a little bored, possibly try to come to terms with a little bit of boredom. You know, you're going to have a little bit of excitement sometimes. Maybe get a little more used to being just a little bored sometimes. I understand that not every class you go to, not every course you take, or every piece of material you watch or read is going to be, you know, super interesting, but don't give up. Stay balanced. Keep persevering through it. Universe, give us some insight. You just need a little bit of balance. We got the Magician upside down again. Tools. If you don't stay balanced, you're not going to have all these tools to do this. If you don't stay balanced and keep pushing through whatever you're doing, the class, reading the book, taking the certification course, the test, you're never going to have what you need in order to accomplish this. So consistency is a key point here. Give us some more insight. I want to know a little bit more about, you got to change your perspective. You got to change your perspective. I also think you can party later. You can party later on. I keep getting this Four of Pentacles with you. I don't know if you're going to be receiving some kind of help. Some kind of generosity that's going to be unexpected. Or if somebody's going to be giving you some money. It keeps coming out. This is the card of like generosity, charity. I don't know if there's some of you out there working for a charity, or if you're going to find a charity to work for. Universe, give us some more insight into this Six of Pentacles. You got this again. You're getting the same cards again. Again. Let me pull one of these for you. Universe, give us some more insight. You're going to be coming out of sadness. Make sure that you keep some faith. Don't give up. Do not give up, Gemini. Yeah, and I just want to thank you guys for stopping by. I'm going to go ahead and head out. I love you all, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Bye, Maddie. Dan.